Or I'm almost finished now, but I'm eating some red velvet cake. Absolute favorite. I love wonderful quality red velvet cake. I'm sitting here right now staring at the beautiful bouquets of flowers that I have that I deserve and that I'm so grateful for. All praise to the Most High and my spiritual team. And I cooked myself brunch earlier today. So I'm so grateful and thankful to be alive and to have and, to be living in my purpose. So all praise to the Most High, my spiritual team. I also have um, been gifted some really amazing things, and I have some sushis that I want to eat. So that's just about it. But I've been getting some downloads today. I have gotten several downloads while resting, while sun gazing, while just traveling in the different realms. And it's literally it literally came to me, and I'm so grateful that it did. So basically, the ancestors and the universe and the Most High has shown me that the original American culture, of course, it belongs to the original American Negro Indians. Okay, even the cowboy and cowgirl culture, the bull riding, that's synonymous to our people and our having our herds of bison and buffalo in different parts of America, and us wearing our leather, our tassels, our leather shirts, leather boots, jean shirts, jean boots, leather cowboy hats, different types of styles, meaning different things. Our people are the original, cowgirls and cowboys, and all these aesthetics that you see southwestern, and you see different styles of dress, and different types of jeans and different cuts and different styles, and all of that is synonymous to our ancient American culture. Okay, our people 6,000 years ago cultivated the indigo plant and was able to successfully um, cultivate and harvest it in the making of jeans, in the making of blue jeans. And so that's why in certain cultures, which is connected to our ancient culture, in the southeast, East Coast region of, southeastern woodlands, all the way down to Texas and Arizona, and, different part of New Mexico, and uh, Idaho, and California, you see all of these cowboy and cowgirl, jeans and different styles of jeans, and, these cowboy and cowgirl belt buckles, and them having bull skulls on them, and, these different types of silver jewelry and belts and leather belts and hats, and everything is just flowing. And I'm just like, wow, I'm seeing our people and our culture. And I'm just like, wow, like even with our cowgirl and cowboy culture, I saw a lot of Navajo so-called people that greetings. I saw a lot of Navajo, Eurasians that was kind of jacking our swag and stealing our culture per usual. And they would wear like these silver like necklaces with the turquoise stone. I believe it's called turquoise. And I saw like that is connected to our ancient culture, our rodeo culture, where we had rodeos and we would ride horses and have competitions and do bull riding. And, our people were very much so, you had to be in shape. You know what I'm saying? You had to be physically in shape to be able to stand on top of a bull, or jump out of the way of a bull, or ride a bull, or, even to ride a horse, and to train your horse, and to, do things like that. So that is who we are, people. I am a chosen one. I am so grateful to come into this ancient wisdom and truth. And this is our culture. We're not We're not Black people. We're the original Americans. And I think I have okay. Greetings, yeah, child. As soon as I be coming in here, you could just tell that I be my energy on point because I be having so many trolls. It's like they gotta come and they gotta come and greet me. It's crazy. Greetings. Thank you for liking the live. I'm just flowing, you guys, free flowing. I just literally had a download and I it was really phenomenal the way I was able to put certain things together and just flow and just connect to the source of where all information lives. And it's pretty amazing. And I'm just so grateful and thankful for the opportunity, and that in this days in time where Babylon is falling, that I am able to tap in and literally connect to different dimensions. And I'm just truly grateful. Truly grateful. It's just so amazing to see our people in our culture. Like, oh my gosh, I feel like you just wouldn't know unless your culture was stolen, or your identity was stolen, or your heritage was stolen. And, you find the breadcrumbs, like Dorothy on the yellow brick road. You put the pieces of the puzzle together, and you literally, all it takes is one or two things, and you're like, you know what, I want to know the truth. I want to seek the truth. I want to find the truth. I want to know who I am. That's what I had on that. I was born with this level of, wanting to know. Excuse me, wanting to know the truth, about not only the world and what actually happened throughout the world, ancient history, but actually wanting to know who I actually was. I'm like, are we really Black people? Like, I wanted to actually know, I didn't want to just go with the status quo, even if it was some information that I really, that would hurt, or that if it was a truth that would, allow me to connect with my ancestors and that pain that they felt during certain periods of time, I still wanted to know the truth. And being able to connect on that level, with my ancestors who are the original Americans, and, being able to free them, and being able to speak for them, and to, lift them up in their ancestral lands, and able to just speak the truth is just such an honor. It is such an honor. It's such an honor. At times I'm a little hot headed. I say what's on my mind. I say what I feel. And I feel like the right people and my tribe, my soul tribe, my spirit tribe will respect and honor me and see my value as I would see their value in return. And that's just where I am with it. I want to go to Texas. I want to go to a rodeo. I want to get my cute rodeo outfits. And I already love jeans. So dressing up jeans. And I always had a jean romper. I always had like high waist short jeans, or high waist, capris, or high waist skinny jeans. And I always loved dressing up jeans with, tennis shoes, whether like Ralph Lauren or different boots, or like dressing them up or dressing them down, and having like the jean jackets with the spikes. And like, I've always been into like fashion, but I always was attracted to like just different wearing jeans in the so many different ways, where it's versatile, for whatever occasion. And just to know that my people actually cultivated that plant 6,000 years ago. And in the 1700s, we created that because we were already creating, our clothing and cotton and all types of stuff like that to make different, cloths and clothing. But just knowing that that's just not, that was just another thing that was like whitewashed and commercialized and, sent out, globally, as if, this was something that is theirs, when really that's just another thing that they took from us, along with our different levels of our identity, tribal identity, different forms of us being the original Americans, our sovereignty, which is really what whiteness is. And so within this system, when we got trapped into thinking that us checking the black box was going to get some sort of justice from the terrorism that we were experiencing by certain colonizers that came and didn't leave, from the Boule, secret society member, Martin Luther King, that made and took his oath, of silence. They used him as an agent to lead us into hell within the U.S. corporation. And when he came to his senses a little bit, they murdered him. And so then we got trapped in blackness, that label of blackness. But we were and still are by blood sovereign Americans. So just seeing everything and putting everything together is just so phenomenal. Like, that's why every other race, in today's day and time, no matter what sector, they're screaming and calling and crying for us to stand up and for us to come to the forefront, because we're the original Americans. Even the government, we fought against the government the whole time. It's a version of our usurped government, our American Republic that was taken, and then during the Reconstruction era, that was when they were whitening certain faces. That was when they started getting rid of a lot of our people, because a lot of Negroes were in Congress. A lot of Negroes were the government officials. It was the American Republic, and we're the original Americans. So of course we were in these high seats of power. They started getting our people out of there and bringing their people in. And so then they turned it against us. So they started making, these so-called, the penal code. It's not with the penal code. I believe it's with the penal code, with the amendment, the 14th Amendment, and different things like that to, kind of go against us in different ways. When you know how to break down, how it's all about symbolism, and it's all about knowing the different ways to use words within the U.S. You could get tripped up in documentation very easily, because if you don't know what a certain thing means, if you don't know what, certain words mean that are capitalized, and, when it's capitalized, that all words that are capitalized, it's representing a corporation. And if you don't know that, you just think, oh, this is just how the government sends out stuff to, the government is not sending that out, to you. That's your straw man. That's your corporation. Because as American citizens, our name in all caps is a corporation, and it's on the stock market. And a lot of people don't know that. A lot of American Negroes didn't know that. So it's literally like you got to know how to play the game, and for such a very long time, a lot of, the regular common American Negro Indians, did not know what was really happening and going on. But the ones that did know were the ones that were in these secret societies, the ones that were in, Masons. They were afforded, the privilege to know certain information and know how to move, when it comes to documentation and this and this and that, where the collective of American Negroes didn't know. We did, as a collective, we didn't know, like we were just like, okay, well, they told us in order to get this job, we have to check this box, and they're telling us that they're white. So we're thinking, oh, that just means you're pale. That just means you're a pale face. Our people call Caucasian people pale face. Okay. Our people call Caucasian people pale face. And I also believe that our people called the Eurasian people pale face too, because they're pale as well. And so you see how, like, I'm just jumping around because it's just flowing through my mind like fire, but I'm just putting these pieces of the puzzle together. Why would Eurasian people who are so-called have the title of Native American, they love calling Caucasian people pale face. Oh, the pale face, but they're your cousins. Those people are your cousins. Y'all are from similar stock, of people, similar origins, very close in genetics. How are you calling Caucasian people pale face, but your face is just as pale as them? You have people in your family that are just as pale as them, if not more. The same similar hair, to them, if not the same, similar. And so it just shows you that these people will go to the ends of the earth to lie, about who they are because they don't want to be themselves. They will, similar to the Caucasian people, a lot of them, the colonists that came over here, they were sent over here as slaves, as Slavs from Europe. They were seen as the undesirables. They were literally, it was the exorcists and an ethnic cleansing of their society, and they sent Caucasian people over here that were basically the have-nots and the garbage that they wanted to get out of their country. And so that's why a lot of the Caucasians that were sent over here as the colonists that came over here poor, dirty, naked, and basically afraid and broke, okay? I feel like that is why they have a big hate for American Negroes, and that they, try to keep them from having or keep them from accelerating and progressing, because they know that the only reason that they have all of this old money and all of this land and resources because they had to steal it from our people. And so they see us being low as them being high, similar to a lot of the foreigners that came over here to America that adopted those same ideologies, that adopted that same behaviors and mindsets and actions, okay, against the Aboriginal Americans, which are the American Negroes. And similar to the Caucasians that are just like, I'm just American. But the original Americans, they have to be Black American, though, labeled. They have to be African American, but Caucasian Europeans are more African than we are. Because Europe and Africa are more so closer and or connected, I believe. So, it's levels to this, it's levels to this, but we're not swapping destinies. We're not swapping identities. We're standing up for ourselves. We're standing up for our land, our sacred lands of the Americas, the original Temeri, the original Atlantis, the original land of the plum serpent. Okay. The dragon. We had dragons in our land. The land of Eagle Land. Okay. The land of the Tamarican Indians, okay? The original ancient Egypt, the original lands of the Atlantis, okay? Okay, so this is who we are, and we're not hiding our identity. We're not allowing people to hide our identity by lying on us, and the U.S. corporation committing paper genocide on our people, just like it was a genocide of our 100 million of our fallen soldiers. May they rise in the spirit and may they get their justice. Okay, who of our warriors that went to war and that fought against the oppressors. Okay. And that, ended up, dying, but they ended up dying fighting, standing, and not on their knees. Shout out to the ancestors, shout out to the warriors, the real Americans, okay? And, it wasn't always, because a lot of the foreigners was not winning in combat. And that's what I like to talk about, how athletic, we are, and how athletic so-called American Negroes are. And, he knows how to run a ball. And, he's really athletic. They love using that as like a slap in the face, because they know they weren't able to beat our people in combat. They were getting their asses handed to them, and they were losing. And that's another reason why they needed us in the Civil War, all of the American wars, because they never had the numbers, and they never was able to beat us in combat. So they needed us to fight on each side. And they lie about the Civil War being about slavery when it was about employment, employment where, it's kind of like they're not giving you a choice. They're just like, okay, well, in order to, eat, in order to live here and stay here, you have to work, period. And then giving you a choice on where you want to work. So it just all comes down to the truth and the lie. And once you know the truth, you're able to put together a trail, a storyline with true documentation, and not their fake stories and fake histories that they make up. Another thing is that they were poisoning our water supplies, our spring, our poisoning our rivers, killing our buffalo, killing our bison, burning our crops, our herbs, our lettuce, our tomato, things that we grew in order to sustain ourselves as we are, as the original Americans, an agricultural society. That is why when you go through the Carolinas, it's so much beautiful land. You see trees, beautiful trees. The air is different. It's fresher. It's cleaner. You know what I'm saying? And you see all of these fields. You see field. You see all of these plots of fields on these, a lot in North Carolina and South Carolina, I know in certain areas of America, it's so much beautiful land. And it's like we were literally using that land to grow food, our own food, and to trade food, with our fellow American brothers and sisters and tribes in our areas and in other areas of our land. And, with our family in the islands, with our family that's in Central and South America, we would always grow food and get and trade with each other, and also we traded with these other foreigners that were in other parts of the world. That's how they knew who we were. That's how they knew where to come. They was buying, tobacco from us. They was buying, wine and different moonshine, alcohol from us. They were buying beans and cabbage and, different things like that. Cotton, we were growing it and we were selling it to them. And New York, the area of New York is the, what is it? It's literally the merchant, the merchant city, because a lot of the times, I had more recently found out that Mississippi was where foreigners came, when they, not only New York, but they came through the Mississippi. And our people, when our cultures was more intact and we weren't colonized, and we were controlling our waterways, foreigners that came over here, quote unquote, to assimilate in America, to seek asylum, in one way or the other, we are the original Americans. So the U.S. just took that and put their own spin on it. They didn't create that. We were the ones that was taking in the bastards of the world. We was the ones that was taking in people that were seeking asylum from slavery in other parts of the world. We are the original Americans. We've been doing this. This is a part of our culture. This is a part of our ancient culture. The U.S. just took it, usurped it, and turned it on us, and still continue to do that, but at our expense. So that's that. Also, foreigners used to come in through the Mississippi, dark-skinned foreigners and lighter-skinned Caucasian foreigners who was seeking to stay here. They would, come, they would stay, they would be assessed, their temperament would be, assessed. They would see what type of foods they like to eat, and the matriarch, of our people and of our land would send them to places that were more of their temperament. Because we have a lot of different places in the States, a lot of different terrains. So some people will be more prone to going and living in the mountains. Other people will be more prone to going and living in the desert. Excuse me. Other people will be more prone to going and living in, basically it's like surrounded by water, but one part, I forgot what it's called, but one part of the land is, like an ocean town. One part of the land is connected to the mainland, or the sea islands and different places like that, more so by the water, so it's just different terrains, the woodlands, where a lot of my people are from, the plains. So it's like it's different food sources, the air is different, it's different energy portals, it's different terrains, it's different types of animals that are in specific areas and that move around and migrate. So different seasons. Some people, like warmer seasons, like we like warmer seasons, but we know how to go through the different seasons. Like if it's a winter or, the spring or the fall, we because we're from different, places where we experience, all of the four seasons and not just one. But depending on where you are, you might experience a little less cold because you're closer to the equator, you're closer to the south, etc. So, our lands of the Americas are sacred and they're ancient, and we are ancient people, and our people was, helping foreigners, okay, during ancient times, okay, and all the way up until now, okay, with the US doing it. They're not doing anything new that we weren't doing, but turning it against us and, putting us down and making us suffer, and putting everybody on top of us is like, uh, basically, horribly built an action and or system that just didn't quite cut it, because it wasn't built off of righteousness and purity and integrity and honor and values, which is needed to run, a republic, is needed to run a society, is needed to run a metropolis, is needed to run, a nation. And the U.S. corporation has lacked that because from its origin, with the colonists and or the so-called black mobility, it wasn't built on anything that was good, so it just usurped and took certain things from the original people and what America was already known for without them, with our ancestors, before any of the foreigners came over here. And then they twisted it and turned it and found ways to distort, create a distorted system where, it's good in the beginning, it looks like it's all of this fluff and you're getting all of this and you're getting all of that. But we know as original Americans that, the government, owes no loyalty to no one. And we've learned that and we know that. And a lot of you other foreigners are now, finding out, and this is prophecy, that you were no better than us. You never were. You just was used to help to oppress the original Americans and was given certain privileges over us, and used as buffers, in the system to keep us down, and to keep us, oppressed and suppressed, which a lot of the foreigners and sellouts of our own kind was in on that, was in on that and was good with that. As long as you guys were able to eat and rise and step on, the average American Negro person that was just going to work, trying to live, trying to make it, putting their best foot forward, pulling themselves up by their bootstraps, trying to figure out, a way through the maze of tricks and setbacks and downfalls that the system literally implemented within this holographic reality for us to fall in, just like the movie The Matrix, okay, which was created by an American Negro Indian woman that Hollywood stole, as well as the Terminator, which was another one of her ideas that was created by an American Negro Indian woman that Hollywood stole. She ended up getting her money for that, because they stole her intellectual stuff, but she already had trademarked it. So she just had to show proof that they stole her concept. And so she ended up getting her money. Kudos to her for fighting and standing up. And even though it took a while, she ended up getting paid. Okay. And I think that in itself is symbolism of, the US falling and the wealth transfer, the wealth transfer being returned to the original Americans, of North America, of the America, starting with us, in the States, like it's a ripple effect. You know what I'm saying? Like basically, the honor, to the original Americans and to the original, American Negro women, who are the ancient, American women's daughters, okay, restoring our value, and elevating us and, rising us up, through the women and as a collective. And that is what is actually happening, along with the earth being raised up, since we are in direct alignment, with the earth. We are the oldest women on the planet. We are the earth, the earth daughters, and when we rise and when we are elevated to our true authority as heirs to the throne, okay, this is spiritual and metaphysical talk as well. The earth is rising. Okay. So it's simultaneous. So the earth is waking up. We are waking up. The earth is rising. We are rising in consciousness. We are literally microcosms of the macrocosm, physically. Okay. And spiritually and in energy. Because you got to remember, we're energy first, before we are physical beings. So I think this is just a beautiful moment in time. And as we rise and the earth wakes up and the earth is cleansed and, chaos and judgment is brought to those that are wicked and were wicked and evil on the face of the earth, not only to the earth, but to the original women of the earth. This is just basically their judgment. This is judgment of, going against the righteous daughters of the earth, going against the righteous, also sons of the earth as well, and people, this is our justice, on a global scale. And I'm just so honored to be, living, in this day and time, as I am an old soul, and being able to see and witness, the fall of Babylon and the fall of, a lot of our enemies of different, races and skin complexions that all was united to be against us. And, this is a great fall. And this is a fall that is happening globally. This is a judgment that is happening globally, because everybody that had their hands in the pot to go against us, to tear us down, to enslave us, to be unfair, to unalive us, to steal from us, all of that through all of the hundreds of years, and up until now, when we still run across people who are very racist and prejudiced, against and towards us, still trying to uphold a system that is destined to fail and fall, because the wickedness has exceeded, any of the good that it has done, which has not been that much good to the original people. And yeah, this is just a wonderful moment in time. I'm so happy. I can't see. I think YouTube be playing. They be playing. They don't be showing me that nobody is in here, but then it'll show me that somebody is listening, but then it'll go in and out. So, greetings. Thank you for giving me your ear. Thank you for the people that are here here in peace, here to learn. To learn about what's going on, to learn about the original Americans, to learn about, different life and people in society, and to also, know to learn more about the end days and times that we are in, that has been prophesied, okay, by the holy texts of my ancestors. Yeah, so I'm just so grateful, to be here, to be of service to the collective of chosen ones, and to those who are seeking some sort of, truths, because that's what I am. I am the truth, and I am a light, and I will continue to shine, and I will continue to show up in integrity and in honor and in truth. Now, the messages may come across, depending on what energy I'm in, in different ways, but the truth is going to come across. And that's one thing that I could assure you, that is one thing that I can guarantee, because I embody the truth. And I stand for justice. I stand for integrity. I stand for honor. I stand for exposing corruption. I stand for exposing, corruption and corrupt people and corrupt systems, and, speaking the truth, whether, nobody agrees or whether a few agree. The truth is the truth. And I'm not here to coddle anyone. you know, but I'm here to come and bring just a different level of conversation, um, and a high vibration. So, all honor to the Most High. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you guys enjoy your Sunday. I hope you guys pour into yourself like I'm doing today. Just reflecting. Loving my flowers that I potted. I might take a picture and show it on the community tab. I have just as a individual, as a evolved soul, which I will continue to learn and evolve until I take my last breath in this life. I've just learned how to protect my peace. I used to be a person that was always, taking pictures of everything, posting pictures of everything, when I was younger, and, just showing this. I travel here, I get this car, I get that car, I moved here, I moved there, I went here, I went there, I ate here, I ate there. And it was just like people got addicted and used to, trying to put the pieces together of my life to, to make some sort of judgment or, and I just really don't like that. And that's why within my life now, I am, protecting my peace. I don't want to, have everybody in my face. And that's one of the reasons why I am just coming here and speaking, my perspective, and I don't want to show my face, and I'm not going to show my face until I'm ready, and I'm not making any promises because I want to protect my peace. I want to protect, what I have created and cultivated with the universe. I don't want to show it all parts of my life, all the aspects of my life. I don't want to show you, my skin is actually doing really well. I've been doing my mud masks and, my detox and taking my teas and just pouring into myself. And it's just like when you get to a point of self-love and self-reassurance and, healing yourself, you really don't look for validation outside of yourself. And it took so much growing and pain and healing my pain and healing my traumas to get to this point where I am. And I'm protecting my peace at all costs. And, I know people may, not mean any harm, but I've experienced and I've lived and I've learned. And I know that some people just want to see your face just so they could, send some lower negative vibrations or send the evil eye or, just send hate to you, spiritually. Because you got to remember, we are energy beings. So it's a realm of energy that exceeds the physical realm. And I don't want that, So maybe once, I attract, which I will, attract my soul tribe, attract my people that I, am building trust with, and they're building trust with me. And, we have similar mindsets and similar ideas and things in common. Maybe then I will, show my face to them, and, they can show their faces to me because we've built that level of trust. But for just people that are kind of new and random, and thank you all for subscribing to I'm just trying to weed out the wheats from the tares. I know a lot of people may mean no harm, just like I just reiterated. I'm just reiterating it again. But I know that there are some people that only come around when, you're near a breakthrough. They only come around just to see what you're doing, what you're up to, but they don't really mean you any well. They just want to see you and look at you and, prey on your downfall. And I just am so over those type of energies and entities, and I don't want them in my life. So yes, I uninvite them from my space. But for those of you that are, on my frequency, that are vibing with, my truth and me standing in my truth and me speaking, my unique perspective, and who are chosen ones as well. And, I invite you to stick around for a little while. Tune in. I randomly go live. I jump on here and I'm just, putting in the work to bring these messages and to build my community and of like-minded individuals. So I'm more so focused on, the quality and not the quantity at this time. And before I was just like, oh my gosh, like it's not growing fast enough. But the Most High is just like, look, just keep showing up and putting your energy in, and we're going to make everything work, period. And that's just what I'm trusting. So no matter how long it takes, I know that my tribe is attracting to me in all ways, shapes, and forms. And my things, my messages, my lives will be recommended to the right people. And that's just how the universe works. I trust the universe, and I know that I can't rush things that are destined. I can't rush things in my time. And that's a major thing that I've learned that I'm so grateful, so grateful for, is that I have to trust and surrender to the divine and trust divine timing, and not move, at a pace or move too quickly, thinking that, leading myself by my own understanding, instead allowing myself to go with the flow and to submit to the divine and to the journey that I'm on, and learning to just enjoy the journey as I go along. So that's pretty much my take. If you made it to the end, you're a real one. And I thank you so much for listening to me and my thoughts and allowing me to hold space in your life. I definitely appreciate it. I value you. And I also send, those who are really coming in the energy of peace. I send you all love. I thank you for being here. I thank you for vibing, with your snacks, whatever you're doing, with your drinks, with you just sitting, listening to me wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I just send you so much love and peace. And namaste. And until we meet again.